Hey, it's your old pal Slim, and this is 70mm podcast for movie lovers just like you. Disclaimer at the top of the show, we are not experts, but we do love watching movies. With me each and every episode is my close friend and artist, Danny Haas.
Hello.
And our close friend and influencer, Proto.
He's a podcaster. How can it be positive about anything?
Every movie that we cover is connected to a theme for that month, and this time it's Shame Month. We're only choosing movies that we maybe should have seen by now, and you can use the chapters in your podcast app to skip to the main discussion from 1957 and Sidney Lumet, 12 Angry Men. But the big story tonight, folks, Top Gun 3 confirmed at CinemaCon.
Oh my
Tom involved.
What?
We're going back.
Yes.
Back to the jets.
Okay.
Tom is going back. Proto, I know you're a huge proponent of Top Gun. War. How do you feel about this? We're going back to the well.
Is Jennifer Connelly returning?
That's a good question.
That's all that matters, really.
I don't have any confirmation on that yet.
I don't need Tom back in the Tomcats.
That's the answer I need. Once that answer,
If Jennifer's back.
once I have that answer, I can give you my answer.
Boy. Also announced at CinemaCon. At CinemaCon week, Disney announces Infinity Vision premium theatrical experience for Avengers Doomsday.
Huh?
IMAX who?
Mean? What does that mean?
IMAX retire. I think
You
that's
were
what they're
there.
saying.
What does it mean, Slim?
I don't know yet. They
You
just
were
announced
boots on the ground at
there's a-
CinemaCon.
I was at CinemaCon this week.
Boots on the ground.
Las Vegas, Nevada, for the first time. If I could just talk about Las Vegas for just a brief moment.
Please.
First time I've ever been in Las Vegas. There's the logo. Pearl dropped it. Infinity Vision. The Strip, I felt like I was transported to Disney Springs, downtown Disney, and the Universal Walk. If you have been to either of those two places, I feel like you've been on the Las Vegas Strip.
Okay.
It's very bizarre. Like the movies lied to me.
Oh.
Like, I felt like you
Mm.
ever seen that movie Casino?
Yeah, but you're talking 80s.
I mean,
Vegas.
where do we need to go back to the 80s?
80s Vegas.
I'm seeing like Shake Shack and Olive Garden. This isn't what I envisioned for Las Vegas, the Strip.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Las Vegas?
I have been to Las Vegas. Yeah. Maybe you weren't. Did you go to the seedier side of Vegas?
I did go to the seedier side.
On purpose?
Uh-huh.
I had to dabble.
Is that where the Shake Shack was? Or
No, I'm talking about the Strip,
Okay,
Yeah, you're on the strip.
the main Strip.
Yeah, I mean, this is Biden's America. You know, we're living in it.
Everything changed. Everything changed. So I was at CinemaCon for work. Disclaimer: I work for Letterboxd. But I did take in the WB presentation. My first ever presentation. They do these things. It's like Hall H for,
Yeah.
I guess, exhibitors.
For cinephiles.
And I went into this gorgeous Dolby theater, which I think was like retrofitted for movies.
Okay.
So they had the two executives at WB they're going to talk about their slate. Like, here's what we got cooking, movie friends. We're back. Also, we won an S-ton of Oscar. And they were pumping up that. You know, the first people they bring out, the one and only Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I didn't even know. I was like expecting they weren't going to bring out the stars.
King of Cinema.
Tom and Alejandro came out.
My
And
God.
then they talked
Wow.
about Digger. And I'm like wondering, they're talking like, am I going to see footage from his new movie, Digger? And man alive, they showed footage from that movie. People are going to poop themselves when they see Tom in this movie.
oh,
What?
Yeah.
What is it even about?
you saw his visage then in the movie.
I saw all of his visage.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
people, so I compare it to like Doctor Strangelove. It's like
My
a
God.
dark, satire comedy. He plays like a rich billionaire who makes like a catastrophic mistake. And I don't know, like, I don't know
By
what
joining
to like.
Scientology.
So, but I jokingly said, like, is Oscar coming for Tom with Digger?
Oh,
People aren't ready for what he's doing in Digger. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to tease it.
I don't like how you're saying.
oh my gosh. I'm clapping my hands.
I was like, that was essentially me. I was like fist pumping in the aisle. It's like, it's going to be amazing. So I'm so excited for this movie. I mean, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
Gonna be huge.
Something else that I almost told Danny last night, but
What?
you know who else came out on stage, which I wasn't expecting?
That I would be excited about?
The one and only, making his grand return to directing, J.J. Abrams.
Oh, you were with the other king.
And
of
then
cinema.
he showed the first ever
What?
to the world, the first people to ever see footage of The Great Beyond. They showed a trailer for The Great
Oh,
Beyond.
what?
I
You're
know.
You're
That's
telling
what
us
I was
live?
saying.
What did you
Oh
think?
my gosh.
They didn't show enough for me
Slim.
to figure out what the F was going on in the plot.
Uh-huh.
He talked about, well, the way it was like set up, Patton Oswalt hosted the presentation.
Ew.
So he would like bring out someone and they would do like, you know, the most milquetoast interview
Okay.
with like, how's it being back
Softballs.
directing again?
Just
which he
softballs.
essentially made fun of. Like the questions were pretty lame. But JJ was like, you know, I was writing this story. I've been writing this story for years,
Yes.
Patton. And I just felt like I had to come back to direct it.
Yes.
I don't know. I thought it was like an alien thing, The Great Beyond. Maybe that was just my own hope.
Is this
for
religious
JJ.
too?
It almost feels like, well, the logo reminded me a lot of, remember the comic book Black Science?
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
So I saw the logo and I was like, damn, that looks like Black Science. And I'm guessing that it's almost similar to Black Science, the comic book. Just
Okay.
because of some of the vague scenes that I saw.
Is this going to be the greatest year in
Okay.
cinema?
People are saying.
Oh my.
People are saying.
my God.
The lineup this year is nuts.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think of who else came out. Sandra Bullock, Nicole Kidman.
Dynamite.
Sandra still has it.
She's
Mhm.
never lost.
She will never lose it.
No.
So take it to the grave.
Lobo is there. Jason Momoa, who's there twice. Oh, and then
Wow.
also, yes, I completely forgot. But Denny Villeneuve came out.
Mm-hmm.
Looks fantastic. He's got a nice beard going.
Oh,
God.
Bearded
And they had like 70 Dune people in still suits come out, like on stage.
oh, you're being serious.
I'm being
Wow.
serious. Like this was the theatrical
Kill me.
experience.
Just kill me.
It
Get this
was
movie.
like,
Come and go, please.
it made me think of Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con.
What?
Like Hall H is done, and I think CinemaCon
finished.
has replaced it. But he's like, you know, I made the first two Dunes for me.
No.
I thought I had more years to do Dune 3, but the fans, I did this for the fans. And then he brought out, Zendaya came out looking
My God.
fantastic.
God.
Timmy came out.
My
Jason Momoa
God.
came back out again for some reason because he was there, I guess, for Supergirl.
He's in Dune.
And they showed the first 7 minutes of Dune.
Jesus.
And then like the three of them, Zendaya, Timmy, and Jason, like they sat in the front row to watch with us.
My God.
Wow. How far away? What row were you in?
I was row like 30.
Let's go.
I had an incredible seat.
My God. Is this the biggest like film festival moment of the year? This is insane.
I wasn't
CinemaCon.
expecting them to go so hard. Like even beforehand, I was talking to my coworkers that I was there with, and Brian was saying like, yeah, Tom was out for this is where they showed Top Gun footage. I think he came out for Top Gun here,
Oh,
Maverick, and he's like, they're probably not going to do that again. Like that was like a crazy year. And then they all like came out for this. The first 7 minutes are insane. He says this is like a thriller, and it takes place 17 years after part 2, but it went real hard. The
Mhm.
first 7 minutes. That's all I can say.
Let's go.
You know?
gosh.
So we got a big year. in
Huge year.
movies.
Doomsday.
Insane year.
We got a big year in movies. But enough about me, please. I'm tired of hearing myself talk.
I'm enjoying it, honestly.
Yeah, this is
Um,
amazing.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else at CinemaCon. Allegedly, they showed footage of Doomsday today, but I left on Wednesday, so
Okay.
I didn't
It's
see
still
that.
going? How long is cinema?
it's all week. Goes till Friday.
It's a week.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think? Wait, is anyone like? So Disney had their stuff. Are they showing any Starfighter stuff?
I'm
That's
not
next
sure.
year, I guess.
I mean, it's probably happening right now, or it
And
just
in
ended.
Gosling.
I think so. We might the news might be slowly coming out.
And in
You're not,
Gosling
you're not allowed
gets-
to record all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I bet.
It looks like they showed footage from Toy Story 5, Grogu, and
More
the Devil
Grogu?
Wears Prada.
We're weeks out from Grogu. Relax.
Prada. Prada, what about you? What were you up to this week? You finally watched, you finished Video Heaven. I thought you finished it last week. I was lied to.
No, I hadn't had as much laundry to fold. And you know what? I had stopped it right at the part where it starts talking about the adult section.
Yeah.
In video stores. This is the Video Heaven documentary that we all watched the past couple of weeks. So I couldn't watch it really with my kids in the room, or I wasn't sure what was going to happen. So
Yeah. You never know.
but yeah, I finished it. Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was great. And then I was, I stayed on Criterion. And I was like, what else could I watch? Some documentary. And then I remembered I was looking at my watch list, and there was this documentary I had on there for a long time called My Winnipeg. And this is a documentary by this guy, Guy Madden, who lived in Winnipeg, grew up there, up in Canada. And apparently, he says that Winnipeg is geographically in the dead center of North America.
We'll get someone to check that out.
Yeah, I couldn't confirm while I was watching. But this is a really, I don't even know how to describe this documentary. It's like a memoir about his childhood growing up in Winnipeg, but also a documentary about the city of Winnipeg. But it's in black and white, and then it's shot as if it's like a silent film. And then I think he throws in a bunch of stuff that isn't true. Like he fictionalizes some things, and in like very surreal ways, but combining it with like silent footage that, I mean, it looks like it's from like 1915 or something.
Wow.
It's wild. And it's about his life, but then his real mom is in it, and he's like recreating scenes from his childhood that were like traumatic, but he has actors in it, and he like narrates the whole thing, but it sounds like ramblings from a personal diary. It's really bizarre, but incredibly fascinating. I actually then watched, he had like an interview on Criterion about it with like a producer friend that he's worked with for years. So that was interesting too, hearing him just like talk about making this project.
You know what debuted and came out of Vancouver also?
Let me know.
Analgesics.
Oh my God. It's made the live show.
Sorry, I have to say that was from Chuck from Bat and Spider this week, and I had to clip it. Sorry,
Oh my God.
everybody. Sorry for everyone who is listening in a car and then their partners wondering why analgesics was just said on the show.
Jesus.
Anything else?
Well, I watched that, and then I watched, I was away with the family, and we caught a movie. We caught Hoppers, finally.
Okay.
The newest
this Pixar?
Pixar. Yeah, this
Oh.
is the newest Pixar. It's definitely different. It has a little bit of a different feel from the other Pixar movies, but not really enough to move the needle for me. I really did not have a lot of fun.
Yikes.
I gave it 2 stars, and
Yikes.
maybe I didn't set myself up.
For failure?
Yeah, maybe set myself up for failure because the night before we watched the original Toy Story,
My God.
Cripes.
Yeah.
and I mean, you want to talk
Catastrophe.
about an animated movie.
Mhm.
Has anyone watched this movie since it came out 30 years ago? God, what a picture! I'm just like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
It looks like you're tearing up right now
Yeah.
just thinking about it.
I mean, it's probably my number 1 Pixar at this point.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, you have to give it to it.
I'm
when
gonna
you
be-
return.
Listen, I don't usually promote other,
no.
other appearances, but I'm going to be on the podcast Austin Danger Pod on their 200th episode to talk about Toy Story.
What?
The OG,
I
yeah.
can promote that. Did we signed off on this?
You did in the DMs.
Did you sign off on this, Proto?
No,
Did you
I've never
sign
heard
my
this.
name?
I've
He was
never heard
probably
this.
using Claude Code or something. He was in hour 12
Wow.
building
Amount of
some
water
utopia.
wasted.
Oh my God. Another betrayal.
Okay. Danny, what about you? What did you watch?
You know, it's baseball season.
Sock a few dingers.
We socked some dingers, Casey and I, and watched.
Excuse me.
The fuck? What is my phone? Sorry, Letterboxd disappeared. Fired up a couple of movies. We watched Moneyball, which I absolutely love. Moneyball. I actually went up to 5 stars on my.
How many times do you log this movie on Letterboxd? I feel like it's a lot.
Twice. This is
maybe
my
I'm
second
thinking
time
of
ever seeing
I'm
this.
conflating maybe you and Ian because I think Ian
Disgraced
also
producer Ian, yeah.
producer of the show.
Moneyball is such a good time. I love Brad in that film. And then we went on to The Natural, which is it's honestly a sexual baseball film. Just watching Robert Redford just play ball, in his prime. Like God created the sun to exist to shine down on Robert Redford throughout this entire film. I love The Natural so much. So it's baseball season is in our house. George is playing. Baseball's on TV left and right. Banana Ball's on TV.
Banana Ball's
having
everywhere.
a great time.
I just saw an ad and they were promoting something.
Mm-hmm. Love Banana Ball. Having a great time with it.
They're like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball, right?
Yeah, except they make money.
You don't know what the financial situation of the Harlem Globetrotters.
I watched a whole documentary.
I'm so angry.
You're pissed. I didn't know you were this passionate about the Harlem Globetrotters. We'll have to talk about this offline. We can't make this on the recording.
You were telling me how hard it is to just watch baseball games now.
I don't even. Honestly, that's what I don't want to talk about. It's a nightmare trying to watch a baseball game, especially when the team you want to watch is playing in the state that you're living in. You pay for 6 services. Not one of them is streaming. It's not playing locally on TV. You have to pay for the Marlins.com or whatever bullshit that they're trying to stream it on. It's like, I live in the state. Where's my TBN channel streaming a local baseball game? Not happening. Braves play four games. One's on Peacock. One's on Apple TV Friday nights. One's on Braves.net and one's on the MLB app. A whole series of 4 different places to watch a baseball game. This is America's sport.
They're in cahoots to run.
I don't think it's America's sport anymore.
All right, you can shut up.
What could take its place?
Unfortunately, probably the NFL.
No.
National Football League, I think, is America's sport now. People get so amped up for the Super Bowl.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun,
Puerto Rico's taking it back from us.
What I'm hoping for is once the NHL's deal with like ESPN and TNT is up, I hope Apple just throws a crap load of money at them.
They bought F1.
Right. And there's I don't think there's any blackout stuff for the soccer stuff that they show. It's like just subscribe on Apple or just sign up for Apple TV and you can just watch all the games. That's what it's all about.
Because there's not even a place where you can just pay a giant lump sum to watch all of baseball.
It should be a utility, Like, can the government just step in?
Right.
Like,
this
we pay for electricity.
Utilities.
Let's all just pay for sports.
We can't get healthcare, but if I can get baseball, that makes me happy.
That might make people feel better.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
You're right. My mental state.
No blackout for the major 4 sports in the United States.
Name the 4.
Can you imagine if a political party ran on that? You want to get rid of Trump?
I'm voting right now.
Nancy Pelosi just run on the no blackout.
She can't get off her knee right now, kneeling with the scarf from Africa.
Can we Photoshop the kneeling photo of Nancy Pelosi and just put like sports logos on everyone's
shoulders? She's wearing like a
Florida
Marlins scarf.
God.
Oh my gosh. Stay tuned, folks. I mean, I know they listen to this show.
Nancy, if you're listening.
Nancy's sitting in bed listening to the uncut episode of 12 Angry Men.
That's what she's doing.
She's on Kalshi, for God's sake. Padding her bank account.
Kalshi bets.
Anywho.
Allegedly.
What else? Did I watch anything? Listen, we're all friends here.
Okay.
Best friends.
I tried to watch Video Heaven.
Yeah.
On Criterion.
Yeah.
It's dense, folks. I honestly couldn't do it. I thought I hit hour 8 and I was like, how much time is left? And it was hour 90 minutes. I was 90 minutes in. I thought I was an hour 8.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think maybe just the video essay format just isn't for me, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
That's okay. It's fine. I also watched Hell House LLC.
Yeah.
You guys ever heard of this?
You're having a rough week.
No.
Thank God you had
I asked
CinemaCon.
my lovely wife if she wanted to watch a horror movie, and 30 minutes in, she's like, I think I hate found footage horror movies.
Oh,
so it was another L for your old pal Slim this week at the house. Stephen Cognetti, Hell House LLC. I think our friend Caleb was like, they get better, Slim. There's like 12 of these things, Caleb. I'm not sitting through all these, and the ratings get worse.
Are they all found footage?
I'm not going to find out.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
No, I accept your apology.
I don't have, there's not enough hours in the day. If you're not feeling something, bail.
Yeah.
Okay? Bail.
Yeah.
Jordan joined our Patreon this week. Got access to uncut episodes. They're longer. They're uncut. We get into some crazy stuff in the post show. Legal gambling is in our Discord. And as I said last week, we're this close to our storefront being updated with new prints. We are so close. Mm-hmm. We're making moves behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. Just watch this space. Mm-hmm. That's all we can say. Do we want to get into 12 Angry Men, episode 307 in a series from 1957, Shame Month? This is my pick. Sidney Lumet. Proto, what's it all about?
Within the halls of justice, a.k.a. the New York City courthouse, on a hot summer day, 12 men are asked to decide the fate of a young boy accused of killing his father. There is an eyewitness, a murder weapon, and 11 men who are convinced that the boy did it. However, there is one who is not convinced. An architect, Art Vandelay, has his doubts. And asks the simple question, can you be sure? Do you have any doubt? Slowly, one by one, the men that were convinced find out that they may have been convinced of something else entirely. Tempers rise in the heat as a life hangs in the balance. 12 Angry Men.
I just had to Google, I just realized like now, there's no women in this movie. It's 12 Angry Men, obviously, but I had to Google like when could women be called for jury duty? And apparently it didn't really just happen in a systematic level until 1975.
75?
Taylor versus Louisiana, 1975, ruled that systematically excluding women from juries was unconstitutional.
My God.
1975.
What were we doing?
Nancy, I'm telling you, no
Nancy
blackout
was alive
sports.
then. What was she doing?
What was Biden's vote on that?
They were all there. They were all there.
Chuck Schumer, he was probably 40 in 1975.
Yeah, exactly.
He was the elder statesman. Oh, my goodness gracious. So I don't know if I've like fully seen this movie. It's one of those movies you've seen clips of forever. I don't think I've ever really sat down to watch this movie, but it's all on the lists. You know, it's on the Letterboxd top 500. It's up there. What did I say last week? It was like number 2 or something? Number 3?
It's up there, 2 or 3.
I'm going to pull this up right now. Let me answer my own question.
Pull it up.
Please.
I'm going to pull it up. Number 3.
That's crazy.
Number 3 on the Letterboxd top 500.
A 4.6 average.
But like I said, this is the whole month. You know, you feel like maybe I should probably finally watch this. So that's why I chose it. Danny, what's your history with this film?
You know, I don't have any history with this film. I've only ever knew the name. I didn't know what the movie was about. And also, I expected while watching this to have been like, oh, that's what this is from. But I never had any of those moments. I thought I would have seen clips from this at some point in my life. But yeah, I had no idea what this movie was about. I was always confused by the knife on the poster. It reminded me of like Death on the Nile or something. Like
The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, that one too.
The dagger.
The Wayfinder.
That's where JJ got it from.
Jedi Warrior. Yeah, so no. And I didn't know the cast besides Fonda.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of actors I've seen over the years in this movie.
We do have to mention that Danny lost all of his notes for tonight. Danny's going raw dog.
Listen, I don't know where.
He is hard raw dogging it.
I had a whole essay on John Fielder and Piglet, so lost it.
Use your imagination, folks.
Yeah.
Bert, what about you?
I watched this for the first time back in 2023 when I was doing my AFI 100 list, working through that. And I didn't watch it till June of that year because I was really dragging my feet. I remember like I had, I knew of this movie for so long, always was on my list. But then whenever I like would read the synopsis and like look at like just see pictures, I was like, it's black and white. It's just 12 guys in a room. Like, how good could it be? And I would just, never watch it. But the AFI journey I went on finally pushed me over the edge. So that's the first time I saw it. And this is my first time rewatching.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
Yeah. And I had the Kino Lorber 4K.
Okay.
Honestly, don't even remember buying it. I have no idea why I own it, but was able to fire that up. And it also includes which I didn't have time for, but I'm hopeful to watch after tonight, is the William Friedkin TV movie that he made, 12 Angry Men. That's included in the bonus materials.
Do you know what year that came out?
I think in the 90s, maybe 97.
Oh, that's what came up when I searched it on Letterboxd.
97, yeah.
97, yeah. So we'll see. I mean, Friedkin has the juice, so we'll see if he has the TV juice.
George C. Scott. Tony Danza.
Oh, man.
Tony Danza and Jack Lemmon. You kidding me?
Tony Danza has
Jack
the juice.
Lemmon plays
You kidding me?
Nice.
All right,
Danza.
I'm watching this week.
Has Tony Danza been canceled? What's his situation in the late 2020s?
I am not Googling what Tony Danza has been canceled for.
Please don't tell us you've been canceled, Tony.
If he survived the movie Crash in 2004.
I mean, he looks great in this Letterboxd
It's a good
filmmaker page here. With the gray hair, the short gray hair.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
That was taken 15 years ago.
Is he 76?
Somebody do the math.
Born in 1950.
Something. Oh, I was going to talk about jury duty. Have you guys ever been called for jury duty?
I did, and I didn't get called to do anything cool. I want to be on a murder jury so bad. I want murder to happen, and I want me to be called for jury, and I want to preside. I want to do this.
You want to star in the murder case?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I want to be in a murder case so bad. I want it to happen.
Proto, do you want murder to happen?
I have to. I don't want to be controversial.
Okay.
But I do want to come out and say that I'm against murder.
Thank you.
I do not want it to happen.
There's a few people I'd like to see offed.
I don't want murder. I have been called a few different times. I have at certain times opted out, saying I have a hardship.
You liar.
Yeah.
I have 3 children that need to be fed every day.
Yeah, it's hardship.
Once I forgot, it happens. You sign up, you have a date, the date comes, you don't remember, and you don't go. And then you don't get arrested, nothing happens. It's fine.
Okay.
And then also I've been dismissed numerous times. I haven't had to go. So as far as I know, there are no courts in New Jersey.
Makes sense seeing that state.
I mean, you can't pump your own gas. Who knows what's going on in New Jersey? It's illegal for you to pump your own gas.
Are there any women gas pumping?
That is a fantastic question.
I have seen many women pumping gas, yes.
Let's check on what year that was made
1975?
legal. Hopefully sooner than that.
I feel sick.
I've been summoned several times, and maybe I don't want to speak out of turn, but there's no worse feeling than getting summoned for jury duty, in my opinion.
God,
it's just the absolute worst. We're all working hard out here, doing the best we can. We're paying bills. We're trying to get our debt down, and then I get called for jury duty. I got kids, singular. I got dog. I got 2 huskies.
I got dog. I got kids.
You think I'm going to take time out of my day, get paid $1 a day, whatever it is, to go to do a jury trial? Oh my God, it's just troubling even thinking about getting called for jury duty.
I mean, that is a real travesty. A $5 food stipend? No, you can't survive on $5 worth of food.
No, $5. What are you going to get for $5? Does McDonald's even have an item for under $5? Maybe if you use the app, but if you go inside, you're not getting anything for less than $5, Danny. Don't shake your head at me.
I'm not shaking my head. I would pay to be on jury duty. I would pay for the murder, and then I would pay to be on jury duty. I want to do it so bad. Oh my
gosh. So I've gotten out of it. I used some kind of hardship thing. I don't remember what I was saying.
Yeah, if you're listening, they're lying.
So, I mean, one of my points was, this movie really, in 1957, really talks about the civic duty aspect of doing this and like being called to be on a trial and really make that important decision for someone's like case. So, I mean, one of my first questions was, does anyone feel that? Like, in my head, I just explained how I feel about it. But is it countrywide where people feel a sense of pride being called to trial and jury duty? At least in my opinion, I would like dread the idea of missing work. And maybe if they're paying like good money to be a jury person, maybe. But I don't know. Proto, what do you think? Is it still a point of pride to be called for jury duty in 2026?
A point of pride? I would not say. I mean, I would see it more as like, at least personally, as like duty. It's like something I should do as a part of, really, I mean, when you think of like being a part of society, is there anything that really actually feels like it carries that weight more than jury duty, as like an act of being a citizen? I think that, I don't know. But I would say I would guess that like more than half easily are like, no, I do not care. Get me out of this.
Right.
That would be my guess, that most people don't care about this.
Yeah, if anything, maybe it's swayed even more negative over like the last 10 years. Like, what have you done for me lately, government?
Right.
I'm going to help you out.
I also don't think I would trust like the average citizen to have like the impartiality that you're supposed to, or even understand what you're supposed to do in a trial like this. Like they should show this movie at least before every trial.
And then ask the person what they thought of the movie. Like, what's your star rating for this? If it's anything less than 3.5 stars, you're excused.
Yeah. Out of here.
So, Danny, I'm guessing you feel that sense of pride or just maybe entertainment.
It's entertainment for me. Let's just be real. It's just me having a good time, living a movie scene. I don't know if people care about it anymore, like a prideful type thing. I think it also has to do with our government. I don't know. I would say way more than half dread going jury duty. Yeah. I would say it's like 90%.
Yeah, I wonder how many people like they call on average to weed through for like those trials. Because anytime I've gone, I think most of the time it's like, they copped a plea. Is that a thing that can happen? I feel like
it sounds like a phrase.
They pled out. And you don't have to do anything, and then you're like, oh my God, thank God I can go home.
Yeah.
And a ghoul in chat, I would think distrust of the government would lead to an increase in jury duty to keep it in check.
Okay. I like that.
Okay, interesting.
Glass half full.
Danny, what's the top of your list for 12 Angry Men?
My favorite thing I think about this film was when we come into them giving their first votes and you find out that Henry Fonda's character, Juror 8, is the only holdout at this point of not sending this kid straight to the electric chair. It's a vote of 11-1. And as the movie progresses, it's everyone changing their vote, and it's finding out what is the cause, or like what is the reason for them to change their vote. Like, what was it that it was the turning point? And I love spending each time with each character and having kind of their eyes open to, maybe I do have reasonable doubt to not convict this kid of murder, this 18-year-old kid. So watching each person's kind of performance and what part of the story or you know, whatever part of the trial was their kind of hang up on why they were instantly giving this kid guilty, I thought was the most fascinating point. And then when it wraps up with Lee Cobb, juror number 3, when he's the final holdout vote and he's having, you know, his entire emotional kind of like attachment to the story is his own attachment or not attachment to his son anymore, and how he's emotionally reacting to how he responds to this kid. I just thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a brilliant way to write a movie that exists in one room for the entire runtime.
Yeah. Yeah. When he like first starts talking about his son early in the movie, I was like, oh, I see what could be happening here. But yeah, like the setting itself is wild. Like one location, one room. I tried to Google to see like other similar movies. One of the first ones that came up, believe it or not, The Man from Earth.
Really?
Which
really?
Yeah, The Man from
Really?
Earth.
It makes lists.
Also, My Dinner with Andre, which we've covered.
Fantastic
for patrons.
Film. Fantastic.
Women Talking, which we have not covered. Mass. And The Hateful Eight. I don't remember enough about The Hateful Eight to confirm it or not. Was that all just like one room?
Yeah, it's that big cabin it's in.
Yeah. I need to rewatch that movie. But yeah, really just dynamite. I think it was like originally conceived for TV and was made for TV, and then they expanded a version for film. But yeah, it's like, you know, it's a rare thing for film. One setting, this many characters. It's difficult to pull off.
Yeah, it has like I think it does well to use the space in interesting ways, and just even allow, like, even though it's one room, to, you know, section people off to have like private conversations, and like the way the camera would be positioned at the windows, where it feels like now there's just 2 people on the set, but there was always the 12 in the room. Or even like when they first come into the room and it does like that wonder, and the camera just kind of like floats around to all the different characters, like giving just like the sense of space there, and like them being familiar with it and moving around. It kind of like, it like sets you up to believe like how they're moving isn't just for convenience of the movie. It like feels natural in this room. And like the heat gives them reason to get up and be moving around. They're taking the jackets off, and you know, it's like there's this constant motion that's happening on the same time, and it makes it gives some added element to the fact that we're watching a whole movie that happens in one room. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I think this was his first feature film too. Like to be able to do this kind of thing in one room, and you know, it's number 3 on the top Letterboxd 500 still after all this time. Like, that's insane. And I know he had done some TV before this, but even so.
I just realized, clicking on Sidney on Letterboxd, when I was referencing the knife on the cover of this poster, he directed Murder on the Orient Express, which is the knife on the cover of the poster that I was talking about.
Right. Holy crap.
Blew my mind.
Yeah, I was looking at his filmography. I've seen Serpico. I remember really loving Serpico. It was one of like the earlier 70s movies that I had ever seen. Dog Day Afternoon, Network. The Verdict I have wanted to watch for a while with Paul Newman. It's also, I think, a courtroom drama. The Wiz. Death Trap.
Fantastic film.
So he has quite the filmography.
His last film before The Devil Knows You're Dead is with Philip Seymour Hoffman and Ethan Hawke and Marissa Tomei. I need to fire this up.
Yeah, that like kind of blows my mind, just knowing that he made 12 Angry Men in 1957.
Yeah. You have to scroll all the way down. He's done so much since then.
There's he did another Henry Fonda movie called Failsafe. It's 189 on the top 500.
Jeez.
Because of a technical defect, an American bomber team mistakenly orders the destruction of Moscow. The President of the United States has but little time to prevent an atomic catastrophe from occurring. That sounds real good.
I've actually seen that. I saw that. I think I was a teenager. I don't even know why I watched that, but I have seen Failsafe.
Every time I click on a Sidney movie, it's a courtroom drama banner. He has his. Can you imagine getting the call? Sidney's doing a courtroom drama. Who wants to do it?
I mean, I remember seeing one movie, Family Business. Sean Connery, Dustin Hoffman, and Matthew Broderick as a family of 3. What if? What if? I did write some things down. It was nominated for Best Picture, Director, and Screenplay, but it didn't win anything. It lost out to Bridge on the River Kwai.
Okay.
And David Lean.
That's tough.
Yeah, we need to get that on our docket. I have a 4K of that too.
We haven't covered it?
No. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Proto, what's the top of your list?
Well, back to just the characters and how they're all revealed. It is interesting, like the structure of this, because it starts out with the guys who switch sides first. It feels like it's like they all believe it because they're saying guilty because they're looking at the evidence and they're like yes. But then they're revealed by Henry Fonda's character of doubt. But you also see them seeing themselves. They all see themselves like either in the kid who's being tried or in some other way, related to him or how they would perceive a person like that. But like early on, it's like the guys who switch first see themselves, I think, in the boy who's on trial. So it starts that way, but then like by the end, the people who aren't who take the longest to be convinced, it's shown that like they're holding on to that emotional thing that they're connected to this trial for. So it's like the guys at the beginning, it's like the emotion is what like has them switch, but then the guys at the end, it's like the reason like they're not is because of the emotion. Like so it's like it's almost like the inverse, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'd like explain that well enough. But like just like seeing that and like it's an interesting structure and it gives you so many like perspectives for these different characters. So I think like even coming back and rewatching it and knowing all of that, like to watch it again is still as worthwhile.
Yeah, because it's like when it starts, there's only one guy. I was feeling like, oh my God, how is he going to change the mind of 11 other dudes in this room? It feels seriously. Like this is not happening. It also just makes you feel bad for the kid. Like, what idiot lawyer did this kid have?
Yeah.
Like maybe the worst lawyer in the history of court ever. Like, because I mean, Fonda does essentially what the lawyer should have been doing.
Right.
Like he almost acts as the lawyer, explaining the reasonable doubt. I would love to know what Henry Fonda's. He didn't say what his job was, right?
Architect.
Was it architect? It really was an architect.
Yeah.
But yeah, the journey for all the characters was crazy, and like you mentioned, some of them, like even E.G. Marshall, as the guy with the glasses, like the no nonsense guy, also Ellen's dad in Christmas Vacation, by the way. I loved how he was slowly swayed. Like there's a lot of scenes where something happens and the person isn't swayed, but you can just see them think and like react to something, and they just kind of like make a mental note that maybe it's something they didn't realize at first. They don't change their vote yet, but it's almost laying the seeds of doubt in them that eventually grows to the point, like with the glasses story. Like how would she have seen the kid if she sleeps with glasses and wasn't wearing them? Also Ed Begley Jr. I wanted to punch that guy right in the face. My God, How many times can I punch Ed Begley in this movie?
This is senior.
Ed Begley Sr., juror number 10. That's a guy. If I walk into a party and Ed Begley is there, I'm leaving that party. I'm going in the opposite direction of him.
Yes.
In that party.
His waddle.
I'm Irish goodbyeing his ass. No matter what. But it was also like, I mean, his scene was amazing when he goes on that speech and they all slowly leave the table.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then I think E.G. Marshall is the one who has the line. He's like, I did listen. I guess I didn't write it down, but he's like, I did listen, and you can sit down and never speak again, or something along those lines. Just amazing stuff from the characters.
Yeah, Ed Begley, he's in $1 Billion Brain, which is a movie I watched in starring Michael Caine, where like Michael Caine plays like this weird, almost like James Bond-esque character, like kind of goofy, but Ed Begley is like the he's like this rich, evil villain character, and he's amazing in it. Yeah. I think that's the only other movie I've seen him in. I also love The Watchmaker, his like turn, because he's like a great example of that, where they're like talking about it, and then he's like makes a comment, and then I think Lee J. Cobb is like, hey, whose side are you on? Don't you think he's guilty? And he's like, I'm not saying that, I'm just talking. And then like a minute later, he's like, I think we should vote again. And I want to change my vote.
Yes.
It's great.
And I mean, Lee J. Cobb is amazing in this movie. Like, so good. I think the first time we would have covered his work on the show was The Exorcist, because he was the cop in The Exorcist, the movie-loving cop.
Oh.
Okay. Remember at the end of the movie, he and where they go see a movie together, or he tries to go see a movie?
He's also Jason Segel's dad.
Stop.
I'm just kidding. But doesn't he look like he looks so much like him?
Wait. He does have a Segel look.
I mean, is it Marty Balsam who was the
Martin
foreman?
Balsam. Yeah, he's in everything.
The PI from Psycho?
Psycho, Breakfast at Tiffany's, All the President's Men.
Also, the dad from Christmas Vacation was also in Creepshow. I mean, there's like 6 degrees of separation for pretty much everyone in this movie. It's kind of nuts.
Uh-huh. That's so true.
Danny, next on your list?
Next on my list, Henry Fonda. He's a very interesting character, because when I think of Henry Fonda, I thought only really of Once Upon a Time in the West, which we just covered. But he feels so squirrely, and I don't know what it was about his. I just didn't expect this performance out of him, but I really loved him in this film. I've not seen enough Henry Fonda in my life to have any sort of grasp on him as a character. The only other movie I watched was his Hitchcock film, The Wrong Man, and I didn't even love that one. So it seems like a name that's so entwined with Hollywood, but I have no grasp on Henry Fonda. But I think finally I kind of, after Once Upon a Time in the West and 20 Angry Men, I kind of dig him.
Peter Fonda. Think you've seen more Peter Fonda?
I've seen more, I think. I mean, I don't even know. Maybe.
Ghost Rider, 2007.
Okay.
Easy Rider.
I've definitely seen Ghost Rider. Hold on, I'm getting there. Christ alive. According to my letterbox, it seems 0. But I have seen Boondock Saints 2. I've seen Ghost Rider. I've seen Escape from LA. I just haven't logged these films. I guess it's BLB.
Yeah, I thought he was a great character for this role. I mean, it's great. You know, he's just asking questions. He's like, I'm not saying he's innocent, but I'm just not sure.
He had all the right questions.
Yeah. And I mean, there's so many points too where like he brings up like you're going to put someone to death with your decision. Yeah. Can't we like just talk about it for an hour?
Right.
Like also that was crazy. Like this kid did not look 18 and he's going to be getting the electric chair.
That kid looked 13.
It was like 11.
Yeah. No.
If he was a day.
It was interesting. It's like, hey, this is not a 45-year-old man that we're sentencing to death that committed murder. This is a teenager. Can we talk for at least 30 minutes? Pump the brakes, people?
Yeah, I mean, even him saying like how this kid grew up in the slums, had a terrible life. Just that in and of itself would almost just give me reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Like this kid is 18. He had a miserable upbringing. Look at all the hardship he had. Mm-hmm. He killed his dad. I mean, like, you know, maybe there's something there. You know, like I don't know what I would do.
There's been abuse that he's been punching his son. Can we?
Right, exactly. Different time, et cetera, et cetera.
I was going to say something. No, I lost it. Oh, well, but with Fonda, yeah, being in that situation too, like if, you hear that it's 11-1 and you're the one, it's like, oh crap. Right. Yeah. It's like, do you just fold? Like how many people would not just fold in that situation? Like the place that he's in. I mean, even you got this, this ham next to you. Like, I got 4 tickets to the game. I can't wait to get out of here. Mm-hmm. Like just thinking, oh my God, I got to deal with this guy. Like I'm sitting right next to him and I got to tell him that, no, we're staying for another hour. Just like that pressure. And then also like the amount of like emotion and like anger these guys are getting into. Like, I'm just like not, my personality is like, I can't be bothered for this kind of stuff, know?
Right.
So, but I think that just also shows like how like lazy I might be, because you're right. Also too, the thing of like, this is someone's life. Like if at any moment you're going to like give 60 minutes to like talk about it, isn't it right now? Mm-hmm. And it's that this movie in the 50s is expressing that like, yeah, people would have this mindset. I mean, like how much more now? Like they got I'm assuming they take all cell phones, all Meta Ray-Bans off of everybody when you walk into a courthouse. Because, I mean, how do people even deal? People must be climbing up the walls.
Well, yeah, he said that he like went and got a knife, which I was surprised at because I feel like that wouldn't happen today. You'd be sequestered, maybe depending on the trial, because you hear stories of like sequestered juries for like, more than a day, like weeks. And you can't like, see your family until you figure this out.
Right. Let's bring him a knife.
There's a, drink. I'm about to bring up an episode of The Simpsons that homage to this, but Freddie Quimby was alleged to have hurt somebody. And Homer was on the trial. And when he found out that they got deluxe hotel accommodations, he was the one man out.
Okay.
So he and Skinner were like living it up in a hotel room. And eventually it was revealed that Freddie did not do it. So Homer was in the right there.
Thank you, Homer.
But yeah, that's another thing. Like I always like fear, like what if I go to a trial and like it takes weeks, Oh
yeah.
It's crazy.
Danny's in heaven.
Odd. Jesus. Put me on.
Proto, was that your next point? You got one?
Well, I was going to bring up that my wife, Jenna, she actually had a situation very similar to this. It wasn't a murder, though. Okay. It was a traffic accident. Yep. But she was on a jury where it was 11-1 and she was the one. And she was like, guys, like, I know you're saying like, yeah, it looks this way. And if this is probably what happened, but if you look at the evidence, like there isn't evidence that that's what happened. Like we can't just trust this guy's word for it. And she convinced the other 11 to switch. Yes. And it was just like, it was a traffic accident, but
my God,
she stuck to her guns. So that's the kind of woman I'm married to.
Jeez.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it. Let me see if I have any other main notes. We mentioned like blocking rarely in movies, but this one, I mean, the way the camera moves to kind of like move the story around is really nuts. And I think like the camera angles change later in the movie as it gets more tense and stuff. There's so many like just great close-up shots of the guys when they're updating their vote.
Mm-hmm.
And everything just looks like so iconic in black and white, and it's just gorgeous to look at.
Especially in the 4K. The 4K of the up close shots of their face is nuts.
I want the one guy throwing his gum trash out the window just on the street.
Yeah, that's New York for you.
Still there.
Gosh, it is still there. It's probably rock hard right now, that gum wrapper.
Excuse me.
Danny, next on your list.
The only other scene that I would love, I feel like for me, the standout of this film is Lee J. Cobb. I really loved his performance. But I really love the ending, since you were talking about blocking shots, of everyone grabbing their coats and leaving for the day. And that shot of looking out of the coat or the closet where the coats are hanging. As they're slowly being taken away, Henry grabs his second to last and sees that Lee Jacob is still kind of upset about, his relationship with his son at the table, and he brings his jacket to him. And I don't know, I really liked that shot.
That's great.
And then the ending where they're all just kind of, going back to the rest of their lives, leaving the courthouse. And it's like, we have to just move on. We just stopped a kid from being sentenced to death for murder of his father. And now life goes back to normal. Now we're going back to whatever bullshit life we had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really love that ending.
Yeah. The ending was so good. And they ask each other, him and the old man ask each other their names.
But
and,
did no exchange
right,
of information.
So long.
Goodbye.
And that felt like I wrote down the American dream.
Yeah.
Just that's what, your duty as a citizen is and how you contribute to society. So it definitely felt like that by the end of the movie.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, it was a great ending. Yeah, that scene was funny. I was thinking about that. I was like, it was so kind of weird how they just said their names to each other and then walked off. But in the context of the whole movie and thinking about it, it's that does work really well. And there was something about them walking. Well, the first shot of the movie is the pillars there at the courthouse. And what's it say? Justice is the first pillar of good or something like that. But then ending it with the stairs and them going out. It's yay, democracy. It's working.
How about the title font and the credits all being in lowercase?
I was impressed with that.
Oh my God, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, ballsy.
It was ballsy. Damn.
Very simple.
How about the bored-ass judge to start this movie, sending the jury to go deliberate? That guy could not be bothered.
No.
Kid's life in the balance.
Yeah. We need to have, maybe this is my final point, we need to have a discussion about handkerchiefs.
Okay, I'm listening.
You guys ever use a handkerchief? I know Bat and Spider has talked about this, Dale.
Analgesics.
Okay.
That was Chuck, but Dale has talked about I think he sees ads for handkerchiefs, Instagram ads. It's do I need to be a handkerchief guy? But in my mind, handkerchiefs are just extremely foul. It's like a reusable tissue. You have a tissue in your pocket that you're using all day for snot, coughing.
Then you wash it.
Anything. How often people washing it?
You have 20. You have one for the day.
I don't know. I feel like
you think there's just
back
one?
In the day. I don't know how often they're doing wash on handkerchiefs. I think they're keeping that in their pocket, and that thing is hardening, and it's just gross. Eric in chat says it's like a well-seasoned cast iron pan.
Okay.
Dang.
Okay.
Pro, where do you stand on handkerchiefs?
Well, Slim, I think handkerchiefs are it's an obsolete technology at this point. Because you think of Ed Begley's character in this, right? He might have been born in 1880.
Right.
So we don't have tissue paper. As far I did no research, but I'm assuming you're not getting Kleenex at that point. You have a handkerchief. Everyone has a handkerchief. And then probably as 20, 30, 40, it's paper towels is coming out. But then you're still, it's hey, I got my handkerchief. This is what I do. I mean, I bet you go to the washroom, you probably wash it out. You get a little hand soap in there. You give a little hand wash. You can wash things by hands, folks. There's no rules. You don't have to put it in the laundry. You can wash it by your hand. So I think it could work, but it's just not really necessary at this point.
I mean, it's no different than a cloth napkin at a restaurant that you're wiping your mouth with for the entire meal.
Right. But you're not responsible to wash those and reuse them.
So this is just, you just take responsibility for your actions.
I just Googled to see when did Kleenex come out. Kleenex when? It seems like rapid adoption happened in the 30s.
30s.
Kleenex.
Okay. Yeah.
Disposable handkerchiefs.
Maybe it was not for the working man.
Maybe it was upper class.
Yeah.
Speaking of, if we could just stay on the topic for a moment, can we talk about whatever the towel device was in the bathroom?
Oh, I hate those. Have you ever used one of those?
No. What is that? Is that a reusable towel? Or
I have used that once in the baseball stadium of the Braves when I was younger, and I wanted to vomit. It's the weirdest thing because it doesn't rip. It just keeps rotating back in.
Ew.
But I don't think anything comes out that's been used. But you just hope that when you're the next one, that the person has moved it, so you don't have to grab their shit and move it for yourself.
Right.
I've only used it once in my life, and as a child, I was just like, "F this! I don't want to ever do this again."
Did they even have toilet paper in the 50s?
It's a great question.
What are they doing down
Not
there?
for the working man.
I do love that scene though. The blocking of that scene of Fonda going in and like has a cigarette, puts it down, takes his jacket off, washes his face, dries it,
put his face in it,
puts his coat back on. But like they're having this whole conversation the whole time, and it's with different characters. That scene was really well done.
Yeah. I mean, this is also contributing to maybe why people look so old back then, and we look way younger now. You know, cigarettes, reusable handkerchiefs, wash towels in public bathrooms.
Whatever you want to call that. What would you even call that?
Danny, final point. Menchie's.
I do love Martin Balsam in this, kind of controlling the room at some points. The scene where they measure out the time it took for the old man to hobble. Love that scene. They just had to turn the light switch on just to get the fan going. Turn the lights on, people. I'm at an easy 5 stars for this. You know why I'm at a 5 stars for this?
Why?
A lot of it is because it's 97 minutes.
Oh,
You have a runtime of 97 minutes and you are just cooking with story and cinematography and performance like that. I don't need 3.5 hours of a film. Sidney gave us 97 minutes of a masterclass.
Where's the 90-minute cut of Kingdom of Heaven?
Don't ask
Orlando
Ridley.
Bloom is cut out.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of this film. I'm glad to finally watch it.
Okay, 5 bang. Let's see what else I got here. Ed Begley, I'm gonna punch you. I wrote that down. The knife scene. Switchblades are illegal? Question mark. Movie looks great. Not necessarily related, but this isn't a game. I think he had a speech around that. That was really good. The old man talking about how conceivably why the other old man might want to be involved in this case. Not necessarily lie, but to be someone. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah. The close-up of that guy's face, that old guy's face.
Yeah.
So good.
Twilight Zone-esque.
Yeah.
Close-up. Let's see. Who says you have a right to play with a man's life like that?
God.
Him talking about the Mrs. Bainbridge movie. Asking him all these questions about what the movie he remembered. I have. Now sit down and don't open your mouth again.
I can't imagine telling another human being that.
Goat. Man, rotten kids. You work your life out. Tears up the photo. I wrote, good Lord. 5 bang.
Yes.
Instant.
My God.
4K is great. Can't wait to watch the Freedman's version. I mean, you mentioned the blocking of this movie, but like now I'm really interested to see what Friedkin does. Because we did the Exorcist episode and had a great time talking about how he approaches filmmaking. So I'm really fascinated to see how he does with that TV movie.
A block maestro. Yeah, when he pulls out the knife, the first time I saw this, I was like, oh, like so good. Such a great reveal. Slam it into the table. There's so many scenes where Lee J. Cobb owns himself. You mentioned one of them, but the rotten kids, you work your life out. But then also when he says, he's an old man, how can he be positive about anything? And then he looks around, he's like, oh, crap. And then he says something else too.
So he says, kill you.
I'll kill you. And they're like, oh.
You don't mean that, do you?
So good. Yeah, the scene of like Ed Begley getting like isolated there at the table is probably like the most like performative moment in this movie, where it's like, all right, this doesn't totally make sense, but like the movie earns it so much by like grounding everything else that I think it does really work, even though it almost feels like a stage play in that moment, especially. But it works so well. Yeah, this movie's incredible. I'm at 5 stars as well.
Oh God.
Do we have a list on Letterboxd of all our 15-star episodes? If not, I feel like
it's in the wiki
maybe years ago, but I don't know. Oh, Ben just posted 3 15 stars in the last month-ish is wild.
Wow.
Since the most recent one was August 2025. What the? 70mm Wiki 15-star Hall of Fame located on 70mmpod.com, folks. Check out the wiki.
Wow, this is amazing.
Ben.
My God.
Oh, boy. All right, so there you have it. 12 Angry Men. We have one more week in Shame Month, and that was the vote. Proto, are you ready to take out the tackle box and reveal the voting results?
Yes, it was, I got to say, it was closer than a lot of people thought. I think, let me pull up pull it up right now. I'll just pull it up and give the numbers.
What up?
It was neck and neck for the 2 second place. It kind of finished that way. So Fight Club and Cool Hand Luke had about 30% of the vote. But Nice Guys wins it as expected, but not it wasn't a blowout, 40%.
Okay.
That'd be like, it's like a Bernie Sanders win right there. So Nice Guys will be our movie next week. Our poor Discord, they were just tearing themselves apart.
Please.
I don't even know what they wanted at this point.
Maybe, Danny, we should have come to some kind of agreement where one of our movies bows out before the vote even took place. Because if you combine our percentages, Danny and I won.
You're right.
That's true. Yeah.
If you look at it that way.
Percentages.
So if you 2 won, but then I really won, so we all won, really.
Another dub.
Somehow we always
70mm.
win.
Somehow it happened. So next week from 2016, Shane Black. Private Eye investigates the apparent suicide of a fading porn star in 1970s Los Angeles and uncovers a conspiracy. This one is, we all said it last week or whenever we announced it, but we knew how the Discord was going to vote. We predicted. Nobody knows this Discord quite like us. And we knew that the Nice Guys would have people literally frothing, jumping at the chance to get one of their faves on the show. Ryan Gosling, the Goz man.
Can do no wrong at this point.
Is he the biggest star in America?
Yes.
The Goz.
Most bankable.
Gosling. I don't think I have anything else to say this week. That's it. Next week, the Nice Guys. I think there's a 4K. Is there a 4K of this announced recently? Something with a 4K.
I think there is a nice
We'll look
box
into it. There's at least a Blu-ray Proto. Any closing thoughts this week?
Closing thoughts. I was out of town, and when I came back, we were driving down the New Jersey Turnpike, and we were going to listen to something, and my son said, "Hey, let's listen to a 70mm episode."
Oh, Jesus.
And we've never done this in the car.
Okay.
And I was like, "Yeah, we can do that." And Jenna looked at me, and she's like,
Danny's mouth.
You better, you better pick a good. You got to be safe.
Yeah,
safe
for the little ears.
So we listened to Spirited Away.
From
a couple of years back.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Because I've seen that with them. And it was funny. I've never really thought this listening back to our show, but it's like 20 minutes in and they're like, when are they going to talk about the movie?
Use the chapters, kids.
And I'm like sweating in the car. I'm like, oh, it's soon. Yeah, use the chapters.
They sound like the people that review us on iTunes. Your kids.
But we got a lot of laughs from my kids.
Okay.
They thought we were funny. They enjoyed the conversation.
Do I have to write an apology to any of them?
No,
okay.
You did good. You were
okay.
safe. Yeah, it was PG rated.
Okay.
That one. But, just thinking of that, God bless anybody who makes it this far to the show, to the closing thoughts.
Yeah, that's
true.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Yeah, the real ones.
You know what helps get people to the end of the show?
Analgesics.
Oh, my God.
Be safe out there.
Be safe, folks. Remember, just a reminder, Hims. Thanks so much to Hims for this month.
Mm-hmm.
New Wegovy GLP pills available now. Get out there, be your best self. We'll see everybody next week for the Nice Guys. $70mm is a tape deck production featuring original artwork provided by Danny Haas, spiritual guidance and V'ger, the robot who loves movies, provided by Proto, producer at large Dale_A. Music for our main show, numbered episodes composed by Tim McEwen of The Midnight. Prints and other merch are available at 70mmpod.com. This episode was mixed, edited, and produced by me, Slim. Support our Patreon for access to longer uncut episodes, our VHS Village Discord to talk movies with friends, access to exclusive episodes from the 70mm vault, discounts on merch, and a physical membership card mailed to you. To check out other Tape Deck podcasts, find the link in the episode notes. We're on Instagram, but that's about it. Goodbye.
This is a Tape Deck podcast.